So hey everyone, this is Henry Zinin. Um, I know some of you are watching this, some of you are um, waiting to see my video. Just got a heck of a busy during the moment, and so yeah, I'd like to tell you the story of My Little Pony uh, ideas, the inspiration that I got since October 6, 2013. Um, it's been a long heck of a journey since 7 years. That without My Little Pony, this never happens, and I wouldn't make it across to understand about the glories of animation or filming, and it was really a joyous in my life, and that feel everything that happens to me in my life, and I never thought this would be happen. And to since all of you are here, so I'm here to tell you the story how it happened and how I got inspired from My Little Pony. Yeah, Rainbow Dash is my hero too as well, and so does Scooter as well. So so it happened since October 6, 2013. That when I was sorry, I just need a brief moment to remember. So yeah, this happened since October 6, 2013. It was a dark and not stormy night that I was in my computer researching for my ideas, researching for my works, doing my ideas and so forth, and trying to think of something for my own inspiration. And it turned out it didn't happen. I mean, I didn't have any ideas or what kind of ideas I can look up. It wasn't until it happens around 6 p.m. at some point that my niece Brianna, she was 3 years old at that time, and she came into my room and with her iPad watching Scooby Doo at that point, and I let her in watching. She sits on the bed and while I'm doing my laptop working on my project, and what happens then while I was researching my videos, researching for my ideas or make some projects out of it, or looking for a screenplay and so forth. Brianna was watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, one of the episodes called Spike at Your Service. And when she was watching this, it just caught up in my mind when I heard her watching the show. I was like, what is she watching? Is she sounds interesting, it sounds beautiful, and so I get off of my desk. I watched the moon, and then I watched Brianna watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And one of the episodes I remember clearly is Spike at Your Service from season 3. And I was completely captivated and stunned to see the colorful ponies of my of the quest, so beautiful. I couldn't even explain to myself how glorious the animation is. Even the characters are so human. The story is so strong and really funny, and I in love with these characters. I was like, wow. The research when it all started, it happened since 3 years before. It happened since October 6, 2000. No, October 10th, 2010. Yeah, it was totally coincidentally that the years gone by that it's just really unbelievable that I never get a chance to see My Little Pony in season 1 because I didn't pay attention or see. But Brianna came to my office at that point, watching My Little Pony. I volunteered to watch the show as well. I was so mind blowing to see the colorful ponies and everything. It was just really beautiful to see the characters of Twilight, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, Applejack, Rarity, Pinkie Pie, and Spike as well. It was just amazing to see the glorious of animation. I was so curious at that point and say, how did they do that? How did they make this fantastic animation? I look up the research. They call it it's called flash animation, and I started to experiment it. It wasn't later until it wasn't now until around 2015 at that point, because I was starting to try to look at it, the software, and experiment with it. It was at first very, very tricky at first, more harder than I thought. It's just I don't understand how it works until days after days, month after month, month after month, I was starting to gain hang of it, how it works. That was during my high school year, and I was trying to experiment, understand how it works in animation. It's just really mind-boggling much uh, how much tasky the animators did over the years of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. It was just really start to influence the idea, the creation of Lauren Foss did for the creation. Um, it was just wonderful to see that I get the chance to see all the seasons from the season 4, which began late 2013, I think, or November 2013. Yeah, I remember. And yeah, the first episode I saw the whole thing is well, before I watched season 4, I watched the whole episode called Apple Family Reunion, and it, I have to say this: I'm in love with the character Applejack, and I just love the songs and the music, and the colors are so exquisite. I never seen anything like this. Just maybe it says one day I want to be part of it. I want to be on this world. It's just captured my imagination. It's just never see anything like it with all the talking ponies and and characters, everything. And I just never see anything like it. I watched the entire season from season 4 to season 9, but I did get a chance to watch other seasons in season 1 and 2 and 3 as well, and I'm starting to love it, and I see the progression of the story, where everything goes. It's like a saga episode, so from the beginning of season 1 to season 9. It's like everything connects to the story. I just like, wow, I have to get to watch this the whole thing, and where it all begins. And I did get a chance to see episode 1, season 1, and it was just really amazing that Twilight was an ordinary unicorn. She doesn't make any friends, and she wants to study more than making friends, until she learns about the magic of friendship, which sparkles on her heart, and just really mind blowing. It's like an open up your eyes to see the reality of the friendship. You know what I mean? So it just never occurred to me that how this happened. I just never could it how the story goes until season 9. And yeah, throughout the years, I started watching My Little Pony films, especially Equestria Girls and other short films as well. And another point of the watching My Little Pony is the fan content. They make they make these fan animations like Minty Root or Storm FX 3, um, which is mind-boggling. They combine live action with with visual effects and character animation in a live action. It's really a mind-blowing experience. I never see anything like it. I thought I'd like to try like that one day as well. And yeah, I forgot to mention, yeah, I did watch the movie at that time. That was 3 years ago. I watched it October 6, 2017. I watched that whole movie. I love it. Now get back to the animation is I try to understand how they do that, how it works with the combining live action and animation using Adobe products. I started to experiment, understand how it works with the tools and everything, and I'm starting to hang of it, and I start to understand how the product works, and it's just never occurred to me I start to become more professional effects artist or something. But animating, although I'm good at animating, but sometimes I have trouble with the 12 principles, but I'm trying to do my best to create as realistic as possible. But I did take 12 principles about a year ago, since spring. Um, And yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm starting to get hang of it with the animation and visual effects and After Effects, and I look all the information on how they did it and how it works, combining using archival footage from the episodes and using from um, After Effects to how they do that, extracted characters from footages into live action, which never occurred to me I see anything like it. Around 2015, I think it was around 2015. I heard this. I mean, I did heard about BronyCon at one point, and uh, yeah, BronyCon is one thing I just wanted to go there since 2015 because I wanted to meet the guys and talk about the animations, talk about the projects I had done for the past few years. But we didn't have enough money at that point because we didn't have enough time or some point. But luckily we did since 2017. We went there for 3 years, uh, around 2017, 18, and 19. Yeah. Um, it was um, it was a large crowd of people. I got to meet with the new people and meet Minty and Apple Geek as well, ask questions, talk about the film, and talking to other fan contents who are famous on YouTube as well. It just really, really amazing to meet with these people who are famous, you know. And it's just really touching moment to see that people I get a chance to talk about the project and have questions and updates. So we're gonna and one of the things was really interested me is that people have their own OC characters. So one of the things that I started experimenting is building puppets, understand how Minty's character works. I'm trying to understand how it works, and yeah, I started to try to making stories, making fan animations. Um, it was pretty hard to believe that there's so many stories I wanted to tell. That I read a lot of fan contents and fan fictions and watched a lot of animations, music videos, and because I have a lot of ideas, but it was ambitious to work on it that I couldn't handle by myself, and that was during my community college as well. Um, so to talk about OC, before I created White Spot, I had this weird idea where this story progressed. When I was researching Google, I saw that one particular image is from Google. It looks like a purple pony. Looks sad, and it's a pony based figure animation, and I was like, something caught up my attention, and I was like, oh my god, this gave me the idea, you know, that I started creating characters and I started to coming up with stories, and I had this one one particular character I created is called White Spot, and I still have the drawings somewhere in my desk, and yeah, I started writing the stories and trying to come up with the progression of the stories and as well. And yeah, I wrote the story of saving White Spot since no since March 8th, 2016. As you can see, this is my earliest draft I wrote about saving White Spot, which is now available on fan website right now in fan fiction story. And so I began writing the story, and yeah, there are over 6 pages. I wrote it, and this is this is one of my earliest stories I did. I mean, earliest drawing I did of White Spot. Yeah, she's kind of looked like Scootaloo, but I created something a little different essence. White Spot feeling very loneliness, curious like me, and very intelligent. She wants to have friends, and she wants to be as better, trying to prove herself, or that she's worthy, trying to prove herself that she wants to have a lifetime adventures. Just like Scootaloo, for example. Like Scootaloo lack of flying, that's her disability. My disability as well is learning, but we both have the same. I can relate the same character, and I can. It turns out everybody can relate to. So yeah, the character White Spot is one of my. It's pretty easy to create on my character because it's like she's me, you know. And I started drawing, saving White Spot and poster. Yeah, it's on the link right now. It's on my YouTube channel right now. You can find Saving White Spot fan fiction teaser. You may find it. There's a link of the story and the image of the character White Spot as well. And you may see now. This is her right now. Yeah, I changed the color blue. I thought that blue maybe a sense of almost like coldness, or could be like a. I mean, you can tell the switch of colors, the orange and blue and magenta to orange, which I love my secondary color, the blue and orange. Although red is my favorite color, but blue and orange is my secondary color, just like Scootaloo and White Spot. And you may notice White Spot is on several cameos on my other films as well. Yeah, it was just an amazing task of working on White Spot, and just really, really amazing to work with her. And I can tell that she and I are like best friends, you know. And more than that, we're more like brothers or sisters, you know what I mean, something like that. But to talk now to talk about the fan fiction animation, I started making live action animation since when was it? Oh yeah, in mid 2017 when I first making Rainbow Dash Meets a Horse is one of the first short films of Rainbow Dash Meets the Horse. That horse was my grandfather's, and I made several comedy films meeting the horse. Only two, unfortunate, because I just having a hard time finding voice actors, and just really caused trouble. And I don't know what to do, and I start trying to experiment and find some other ways. And yeah, from that day on, I started making more films and start experimenting and try something different. And I did react one of the videos of My Little Pony the movie reaction. It's on YouTube right now. And I started making, yeah, like I said, I've started making more MLP videos, more making experimentations and everything. One project in particular I was trying to make it, which didn't happen due to the budget and a lot of effects work, which is impossible, is crowd control sound. It's supposed to be about two stars of Octavia and Vinyl Scratch. It's supposed to be about to get making music, best sound effects music. And what happened at that time, it's impossible. It causes a lot of major concerns of visual effects and everything. It's like it's like 10 times complex than Days Gone By, something like that. Yeah, it's just impossible to do the animation, so I decided to why not cancel. And also, but it's on YouTube by now for a remix. The music video is unavailable by now. You can listen to it, just picture yourself and everything. Um, and yeah, yeah, I continue making animation, and one of the projects I did is Stop the Scooter Abuse, which became the most popular videos on Artist Creations Pictures. And the funny thing is, I started animating in 2017. Um, I watched one of the videos from Subscriber Production. Um, I started to watch it, and I was in love with it, and it's like bully against nerds that which is a heartbreaking that everybody can relate to the when they were a kid, and bullying is totally bad for youngsters. And yeah, I can relate to that as well, and Scootaloo as well, that she's a lack of flying. And and yeah, I did start animating that time, 2017. It took me a whole year to animate the whole animation and to make the Stop the Scooter Abuse, which became the most popular video of all the channel. And yeah, still continue experimenting. And one of the things I wanted to talk about it is the making of Days Gone By, which I want to tell you now, but I will tell you at the end of I'm probably around December. I will tell you about the making of Days Gone By, how I started it. Days Gone By happened when I was listening in 2015 when the soundtrack was released. I listened to that; it was so beautiful, and um, and I started developing Days Gone By, how the story works, the characters, how we're gonna make the animation. Is it possible to do that? Very similar comparison to Crowd Control, you know. Yeah, but I will talk to you about making a Days Gone By late on December. So be patient. So you're gonna love it. Talk about it. And yeah, in the mid 2017, after I watched The Perfect Pair in season 7, um, I said to myself, now is the time we can make a Days Gone By animation. And since nobody didn't make their film, so why not? I can start making it. And yeah, it was yeah, it was really a long, tedious process to work in the animation, talking about the animation, and thinking what is the story about? How are we gonna work? And so at that point, Days Gone By was a tedious process to work on it. So I'm not going to talk about making Days Gone By from now on. I will talk about making Days Gone By probably in December, and you will be surprised how I did in the process. So back to my story of making the film, is making a teaser of season 9, The Cessation of Friendship, which I heard about the I heard about the end of season 9, which totally mind blowing when I heard about it. I was like, what am I gonna do? It's just without My Little Pony, we're nothing. But I feel like I wanted to tribute to ponies who inspired us for over the years. We were laughing, crying, inspired, and touched that everybody can relate to these stories. And so I made these trailers of season 9, The Cessation of Friendship. Yeah, the title is interesting because cessation of friendship means the end of friendship, but that doesn't mean the end of. I mean, it could be a beginning as well. There'll be new generations that was working at that point. Yeah, and still, the development Days Gone By is a lot of work Fluttershys stop deforestations. Fluttershys tree fence. It was a tough and long process, and but still popular as well for Fluttershys tree fence. Talking about stop deforestation. It, it was in my neighborhood right now over there. Um, Now the trees are torn down. I mean, what can we do? It's just that point that gave me an idea to make a Fluttershy's tree fence, a tree fence falling down, which is really heartbroken to see Fluttershy's reaction. I thought this would be interesting to make the video. And yeah, I went to BonnyCon in 2019, the final year. It was really, really emotional goodbyes, that this will be the final time. Even though I've been in BonnyCon for 3 times since 2019, but it's really hard to say goodbye, But still, this will be the memorial time that we can remember days gone by, that we will never forget, and the fandoms will never die. And one of the things I want to talk about is the during the making of Days Gone By, which is really hard to believe that this was the last animation, because I have plans in future way ahead, but I wanted to make something different for my own creation, focusing my ideas and focusing on the story problems and my own creation, because my old professor once told me, focus on your ideas, focus on your own ideas, try something different. And I hate to be admitted, he was right, because I wanted to try something different with my own experimentations. And I think some people may happen as well to try something, trying to move on, but still, we don't want to ignore the fandom ponies, We still remember those days that happened since the beginning, because they inspired us, lift us, and feel uplifted and feel happy because of those ponies who gave us the inspiration. And we will never forget how much they appreciate, how much they inspired us, make us feel happy, sad, and tears, and heart touching. And from now on, the animation. From now on, I started to work in my own videos, work in my own creations, and yeah, it was a hard process. I had to work on my own creations, focus on my studies, Yeah, I know Days Gone By can be the last film, but still, I appreciate all your support, that you support my videos. You watched for the last 3 years or so, but yeah, I would appreciate if you support my non-pony videos as well, because I work harder to make my own projects. I want everybody to appreciate the same as ponies, you know what I mean? As pony videos. And yeah, I think it's season 9. Yeah. Yeah, I did watch the whole seasons from episode 3 to 9, but I did watch season 1 and 2, 3 as well. I watched the whole season and the last episode of season 9, which is really hard to see, the goodbyes, and to say this will be the final adventure for them. And now Princess Twilight is now the official Princess Royal of the Equestria. And that I never felt like let it go, and I never felt like this is it. This is the end of all things, And Yeah, oftentimes I watch some of the videos, some episodes during my breaks. During the breaks as well, um, and yeah, when I see the book close, yeah, the end. There's Yeah, that's a whole story of My Little Pony Inspiration that really fills my heart, fills the imagination of my own creation ideas. That I found myself to be a better creator, a better artist or something. And I'm starting to understand the glories of animation and softwares as well. Without them, I would never be able to make it through. And yeah, it's really hard to say goodbye. I never thought this would be the end of all things, but still, we appreciate it to Lauren Foss who create the show. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have to say, I've been talking to you guys for over 30 minutes, so if you guys can leave a chat, leave any questions as well in the comments. Last episode season is chapter 29. It's actually 26, episode 26 to that season 9. That's the final episode. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I have. If you have any questions talking about the uh, the show, or any questions about the story, I tell everybody. I've been talking the story for 30 hours. I mean 30 minutes. Anyway, I have to go as well to work on my project. So, if you have any questions, leave a comment in the bottom, and I'll get back to you as well. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.